Hi guys, it's Jen, and I am here today to show you how to use Google's built-in keyword tool to help you find the best keywords for your site. The first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to sign up for a Google AdWords account. It's actually super easy. This is what you do. I can't do it because I already have an account, so I can walk you through it, but what you do is you Google the words Google AdWords account, or set up Google AdWords account. And all you have to do is make sure that you have some type of Google account. So whether it's a Gmail account or an account that you've already verified with Google, it's going to be as easy as saying, yes, I want to start an AdWords account. It is free. And most people don't realize that you don't have to use it only for AdWords. I used to run an online business, and so I have my AdWords account from then, which is why you see some funny quality but low traffic keywords down below. So I want to go through this with you so that once you get your Google AdWords account, this is the page that you are going to be looking at. You're not going to have anything that says, none of your ads are running. I think it will actually say to you, set up some ads, but don't even worry about what it says, because what you're going to do is you're going to go straight up here. Let me click in here. So yeah, straight up here to Tools, and you're going to go to Tools, and you're going to go to Keyword Planner. So most people use this to, I'm signed out. I don't know why. So most people use this to plan their AdSense. And here I was doing AdWords for somebody. I'm just going to say start over. And I'm going to pause while I sneeze. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Okay, so this is the page that you will wind up at when you go to Tools Keyword Planner. Now, I highly recommend going over here and clicking on how to use Keyword Planner and how to see your organic data. And this one you don't really need, building a display campaign. The reason why I say that is that, I can only show you stuff on the surface, but I think that nothing is better than really understanding a tool. And it might be like a half an hour out of your life to at least go through the how to use Keyword Planner, or it might turn into a time tunnel too and be like 2 hours of your life, but it's invaluable information if you are trying to drive more traffic to your website. What you will want to do, what's great actually about this is Google it's got so much information. It's really hard for them to centralize it, but Google has created little videos. I mean, it's not just like blah, boring words to read anymore like it used to be. So they have all kinds of videos, and you kind of can get into this, like I said, time tunnel of checking this video and then realizing, oh, I want to look at this one and this one and this one. But by the time you're done, you've learned so much, it's worth it. Okay, so I do highly recommend doing that. But right now, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to search for new keyword phrase or website category. So we're going to go in there, and what's going to happen is this is actually, by doing this, it's going to pop it open into another page, and you don't need to add anything but the words that you're looking for. And what it's saying is like, tell me what kind of product or service you have, because it wants to put you into a place for, it's assuming you're a business and you're trying to use the AdWords, but we're not actually doing that. We're just looking for new keywords. So we're just going to say, actually, I'm going to go back and forth between the list I created that you guys specifically asked me for. So here, this is a good example. We'll say outdoor adventure, if I type it right. Okay, and I'm just going to say get ideas right now. I'm going to say, because we're doing all locations, it's in English, we want to do Google. I don't really need to do negative keywords, but hey, we'll get them anyway. Okay, so this is the page that from now on you're probably going to be looking at. Okay, so here's the thing, is that I think what's kind of tricky about this is getting ideas. These are like group ideas, so it's like under the words outdoor activities, there's 12 choices of outdoor activities. So, oh, sorry, I just grouped it by relevance, which is fine because that still keeps outdoor activities on top. But you have to look at it, see how when I hover my cursor over there, it actually shows you these are the 12 keywords that are grouped in there. So using the word outdoor activities, when you see that there's 18,000 monthly searches, it's actually divided by 12. So you kind of want to think of that. If you click on the keyword ideas, what it's going to do is it's going to say, you know, I think that you might be better off saying outdoor adventures, outdoor activities. Like it's going to give you the different ideas broken out and tell you specifically what people are like paying to get each of those searches. I find that I find more relevancy from the ad group ideas, but that's because I just do the kind of the math in my head. So here's the thing. So what I would do in a situation like this, in this case, we're going to stick with the keyword ideas. The first thing I do is I sort by competition. So I want the lowest competition to be on top. Okay, so here's what you see. It's broken down into what you have the lowest competition for. But what it also shows you is that only 20 people a month search outdoor adventure NYC, adventure outdoors hours. So these are very, very specific keywords, which is why I said I actually like to look at the ad group ideas, because this can it's great if your keyword is much less general. We could go, you know, here we can do average monthly searches instead. So for instance, okay, so here you have an average monthly search for Adventure Club, where you get 27,000 searches, but it's still low competition. Well, so what that means is not a lot of people are using that keyword, but it also means that 27,000 people are searching for that. So that's one good way to determine whether or not you want to use that keyword. However, if your keyword isn't relevant, so say we picked Adventure Club because we do outdoor adventures and we want to try and rank for outdoor adventure, but we're going to do like outdoor adventure club as our keyword phrase. You know, that's great, but if you don't have anything about an adventure club on that post, it's not worth it because you're going to bounce, and you don't want to bounce. I mean, that's not the point. So there's a gajillion keywords, as you can see right here. So that's why, like I said, I keep to ad group ideas, and I wanted to show you keyword ideas because I didn't want you to be like, well, why wouldn't you use that? Okay, so here's the thing. So I'm looking for outdoor adventure, and it's telling me it thinks that the most relevant is outdoor activities, but you really want to stick to outdoor adventure. So we're going to look at words that or keyword phrases that have both. And once again, we're going to sort the competition by low to high. Sorry, it always wants to go the other way first. Like I said, the reason why you want to do that is you want to get an accurate representation of how many people are searching for it, but also how many people are going to be fighting you for those words. So, you know, here it says outdoor adventure, but there's 181 different keyword phrases in there. So 181 divided by 43,000 doesn't leave you with a lot. So you need to really kind of break stuff down. So let's get to the break stuff down. I think that I'm going to go for something that has a little bit more likelihood of showing up for me. And I think that I like this one here that says adventure by itself because it's got 279,000 monthly searches. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to break that out, and I'm going to open it up and take a look. We're going to go here actually. Well, here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually add adventure to our plan. Okay, now like I said, this is kind of tricky because Google thinks we want to run an ad, but we're not. We're just trying to, you know, grab some keywords here. So what I do is I go in here and I have this and I say copy to clipboard. And I create a document, and my document is my keywords. for instance, I do some SEO for some bigger blogs that don't have time to do it for themselves. So I have a document that's basically the SEO document for their top categories. And I take everything that's in here, I copy it, and here's our little document here. I paste it into a doc, and then I go back and I look at them and I say, you know what, like I'm not at all writing about adventure centers, and I delete those out. And I try and narrow it down to the things that I do. So here's the example. Somebody asked about long tail keywords, and I was really happy to see that because that is what I was going to get into. So this was, I put the question right up here, how competitive some of these long tail phrases are. Okay, so here's the key. The key is long tail phrases are not competitive, which is why you want them. If I keep up on all of this stuff, and I've been reading about long tail keywords, and recently Yoast, they have a blog, and if anybody's really interested in SEO and wants to read stuff that can sometimes be really boring, I would check out the Yoast blog. They have a blog, and they most recently did a post about long tail keywords, and I think I still even have it open in my browser here. Okay, yeah, I do. So here it is. Okay, so this is an awesome graphic about long tail keywords. So we're saying we want to find something that doesn't have a lot of competition. And that's great. So we get down here to keywords, but the more specific your keywords, the less competition you have. So the point is that you have a very specific product or blog that you want to get out into the world. But if you're using a keyword like outdoor activities, and I don't mean to be picking on whoever chose outdoor activities, but it's just a really great example. So your keyword is outdoor activities. Okay, so I'm gonna just Google outdoor, oh sorry, it was outdoor adventure. So I'm gonna Google outdoor adventure, and this is what I get. Okay, so here I have Outdoor Adventures Inc. Okay, my paid is REI, which is by where I live, but Northern Illinois University, Enjoy Illinois, Rec Sports, Campus Rec, UIC Chicago, OutdoorAdventure.net. So here we are on the first page. There is no way you're ranking anywhere near this. Okay, so when you use something that's as general as outdoor adventure, and let's just go 4 deep. Okay, and see what we have here. We're still fighting people who have either outdoor adventure in their actual title or are specifically an outdoor adventure site. Okay, so here we have Nomads Outdoor Adventure, Blackwater Outdoor Adventures. I mean, these are people who are specifically doing outdoor adventure sites. So and this is page 4. And it's 25 million results. Okay, so we're talking, so what is the value of a long tail keyword? It is that you're actually drilling your content down to what your viewer wants. So you put in outdoor adventure, and maybe eventually you do get to a blog page, but you go to that blog page and it's not even about what you want. How about this? Outdoor adventure with my toddler. See, it already is in there. Somebody's already searched that. Okay, so now we get down a little bit, okay? So here, 10 tips for raising outdoor loving kids. But even these, you're really fighting people who have really established blogs. So, you need to start using long tail keywords. I would highly recommend that you grab your keywords from the keyword tool and you look at the words that do get searched. Okay, so here we are. So adventure expeditions, adventure experience, like these are all things that rank. Okay, and I would put some together. You can actually do that, but so here, like outside adventures has less competition than the word outdoor adventures. So here's outside adventure. Or being more specific, backpacking adventure or wilderness adventure. All of those things are going to have less competition than just outdoor adventure. Okay, so let's start with that idea. And then let's try and create some sort of long tail keyword that is specific to your post. So every single one of you guys should be using the Yoast SEO plugin. If you are not, I will make sure to also post, or if Julie doesn't already, how to install the Yoast plugin and how to use your Yoast plugin on your pages. Those are all video resources for you guys. Actually, I forgot to add that page to this Facebook group. I had it on the old Facebook group. So you should be using Yoast. Inside Yoast, you should be choosing your long tail keyword phrase, and you should be making sure that it is in your meta description, and hopefully it is your permalink, your URL. So you should be using the long tail phrase keywords, absolutely, because you can't rank on something like this. Now, here we have, these are some of the other ones that people put in here. So running during pregnancy, even that is probably doesn't rank well here, but we're going to do this. Okay, running. So, okay, so once you've started to search for keywords, by the way, you can just keep doing it in this window right here. So running during preg. Let's see. Okay, let's get some ideas. Okay. So, and it's just going to override what I already did. This isn't the way that most people do it because, like I said, we're not using it to create ads. We're using it as a blogger. So here's like pregnant running has low, has a decent amount of searches and low competition. Jogging pregnancy has not enough searches for, I think, the amount of for the low competition. I don't think it's a good idea. We're not really looking for weight during pregnancy. So basically what it's doing is it's taking your words and it's saying, well, you know, this is the closest to it, so we'll go with this. So so yeah, it's like, you know, exercise while pregnant, exercise first month of pregnancy. So, you know, you look at these different things and see, so here's pregnancy running, which is the two main words that we found. Well, look, there's 24 versions of it for 2,700 searches, which means it's like basically 100 per search. Well, that's not really the best. Now here, when you look in here, so this is like a keyword group right in here where running during pregnancy is actually in here, and the monthly searches are 1 million. So I'm going to copy this over, because the only way to really get a good look at it is to stick it over here. So to add to your plan. And since we're done with adventure, I'm just going to get rid of that, because if I don't, it will come on my clipboard with this when I do copy the clipboard. So, okay, so here we go. So these keyword phrases garner all of those searches. So it's good, but I think the thing is, one thing you have to remember is we're looking at an AdWords account. So what they're basically saying is there's not a lot of competition for people who are buying AdWords. So what they're saying is that not a lot of people are buying the AdWords running during pregnancy, but that doesn't mean that a lot of people aren't searching for them. So let's try. And let's see what happens. We're going to grab running during pregnancy, and we're going to do a little search, and we are going to do things. So this is kind of what I do. So, you know, you go through, you grab your keywords, you know, you go in, and this is a really good example of why you need a niche. Or a niche. I prefer the word niche, so I'm going to say that from now on. So this is a really good example. A lot of people say, well, you know, I'm a lifestyle blogger and I blog about all these different things. But one of the reasons why everybody here is ranking on the first page is either they are a running website or they're a pregnancy website. Okay, so these people are going to rank higher than you no matter what you do if your only keyword is running during pregnancy. Now, let's just, for kicks, say I'm worried about running during pregnancy. Okay, here you go. Now we have, the thing is, you know, here's Run Far Girl. She showed up before, and she obviously is a running person and a running blogger, but I'm trying to get to a point where I see some bloggers in here, and that's kind of the thing. So here we have searches related to I'm worried about running during pregnancy. And like I said, this is what I do. I find the keyword phrases using the keyword tool, and then I try and figure out how to put the best one together, and I search it. I mean, this is your competition. So if somebody is searching for this, you want to be able to show up. And here, because a lot of people, so here's running during pregnancy blog, and it says people are searching for that, but you can't count on somebody putting the word blog at the end of your post. So let's try this one. So that had 39 million. Should I run during pregnancy? Should I run while pregnant? It makes more sense. You have to think about how somebody's going to type. So that's the key also with these long tail keywords. I think that it's really important for people to realize that most people, when they're doing Google searches, type what they think. So you really need to think about what your post is about and what somebody would have to type into a search engine to find you. You are not going for the whole, whoever gets to me, that's great. Okay, so once again, here we are. This is a very, very competitive keyword. And let's try just another one really quick. So let's go with, so here's one. So sleep, I thought about using this one to try that one, sleep for health management, and see, sorry, we can't get in there, close, and see what happens when we do that. So I'm just going to put in sleep for health and see what happens here. So keywords like sleep for health and all of that. So keywords like also, by the way, and with the running thing, is that, it's basically saying versions of these keywords. So, let's look for something. So think of it this way. If, here you have like, okay, here's healthy sleep, for instance. Okay, so let's just stick healthy sleep in here. Only 2,500 people search a month. Well, wouldn't you be happy if 2,500 people searched and came to your site? So, you might say, well, not enough people search that. I don't want to use something that has only 2,500 searches, but, it's low competition once again. So, when you search this, if you find that, you're never going to rank for this, then find another way. But okay, so here we go. First, I'm going to stick this in here. So yeah, sorry. So, so how about healthy sleep habits for adults? Let's see what happens when we search that. Okay, and as I said, this is, it's a long drawn out process right now because we're going through so many versions of keywords. But if you have a niche and you tend to write about something quite often, then you are most likely to rank for this stuff, but you also will be using the same types of keywords, and you'll get to know your keyword phrases. You'll get to know what's important. I will also do a separate webinar about how to see what you are ranking for, and that will help you. You might not realize that most of your traffic is coming to your site because of a certain type of search, so that will help you. But okay, so here we are again, and my assumption was this was going to happen, is that when you get into asking about sleep habits, you're going to wind up with like medical sites. Everybody is going to put in their 2 cents about that in the medical world. So let's just quickly look at what you were saying in relation to that. So nutrition, and you can add it to it and see what happens. Nutrition and healthy. Now, probably very few people are going to search this, right? But let's look and see if we even get a So here, somebody, this is a Huffington Post article. Now, obviously, Huffington Post is always going to rank higher than a regular blog, but it's still a blog post. So it was still a better conversation talking about how diet affects sleep patterns. Okay, so there you go. It's nutrition and sleeping. And it's an old post, which means that this is probably a keyword you could rank for if you wanted to. You could probably get nutrition and healthy sleep habits for adults. You might wind up on page 2, which would be great. And, because a lot of people, when they're Googling something, they just skim the snippets. You want to make sure that you're putting in a meta description that says what your post is about and that it accurately represents your post. So let's see if anybody else. Yeah, so here, look, this is another one. This is a blog right here, 9 Steps to Perfect Health, 8 Sleep More Deeply. So here we go. This is probably also a blog that's very poorly represented. So, a lot of this is still, health blogs, but I don't know if this helps you guys that much. I mean, I hope that it does. I hope that you see how important it is to at least get a grip on what it is that you're looking for. Like I said, I always try and stick with the low competition. And here's an example, okay? So let's go to high competition, okay? So high competition are sleep aids. Okay, so now you understand what I'm trying to say is that this is geared towards people who are looking for ads. They want to place ads. So high competition isn't going to really be about what a blogger would write about. A blogger is going to be writing about more of the low competition stuff because low competition is more the ideas and high competition is more what somebody would be searching for if they're looking to buy something. So, when you look at all of this, like best sleep aid, how to get the best sleep, so these have like really high competition for these keywords, and some of them don't even have that much that many monthly searches. Let's use that natural sleep in here. So how about this? Natural healthy sleep habits. Let's just get rid of that for adults and see what happens if we choose that. And that's why I'm saying, you got to play around. So here we have, somebody has a whole thing called Healthy Sleep at Harvard. So that's going to hurt you and all that sleep foundation stuff. Lifehacker is a blog. Here's Lifehacker. And so what it wants to do is it still wants to get you back to healthy sleep habits, which is what we were talking about had before. And but the thing is, that's why we want, here's Wellness Mama. That's a blog. Down to Earth is probably a blog too. So here we're getting into blog posts sooner. And the reason why we're doing that is you would think of this natural healthy sleep habits as a long tail keyword phrase. Okay, so because it's really specific. So that's kind of the point of that Yoast article too, is that, so you're at a bar and you're going to a jukebox, and the jukebox has, you want to listen to music, but when you get to the jukebox, you don't want to just look for music, right? You want music. Now you want like rock music, but even if you narrow it down to rock music, you might not want the Rolling Stones, you want the Beatles. Like you can't even just put in rock music. Now you want to say, okay, what is my favorite band? Okay, so I want to listen to the Rolling Stones, but you don't want to listen to all of the Rolling Stones, right? We want to listen to a specific song. And so say we want that specific song to be Satisfaction. Now that's the long tail keyword phrase. Okay, so you have to narrow it down. You can't say, well, I want to rank for the word sleep, or I want to rank for healthy sleep, or I want to rank for outdoor adventure, because you know what? You're not ever going to do that unless you become like a blog that is getting 1 million hits a day. We're not talking about 1 million hits even a month. We're talking about 1 million hits a day. And even then, who knows? You still might not. You still might get outranked by sites that have been there longer. So, the key is to pick the right long tail key phrase, to look at combinations of words that have, low competition in the sense that people are not looking to purchase those keywords, and then breaking it into, taking a document, copying those words into your document, looking at the words, saying to yourself, okay, you know what, these things rank lower, so I'm going to try and take, or I don't want to say rank lower, have a lower competition, so I'm going to try and take something from here, and then I'm going to try and make that fit into my long tail keyword phrase. So, the short end of the story is you might not even need the keyword planner to do that. You can use Google for that. The keyword planner is great for when you're stuck and you don't know what your keyword phrase is. You should always know what your keyword phrase should be. Your keyword phrase should never just be the title of your post. The keyword phrase should always accurately describe your content. The long tail keyword phrase should accurately describe your content because here you are narrowing it down to your specific reader. This is the person who lands on your page by searching your long tail keyword phrase or some version of it should want to be at your page when they get there. So you can't deceive people either, because it's no good to you if they get there and then they bounce. And Google will penalize you if that happens repeatedly. Google will say, hey, you know what, this person used a long tail keyword phrase, blah 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 blah, but that obviously is not accurate, because every time somebody clicks through that and lands on their site, they leave right away. Eventually Google's going to lower your rank just because of that. So you have to look at your post, you have to be accurate. You have to pick a nice long phrase. You have to make sure that phrase is in your meta description. So, we're saying pick, so you can look back at this. Where's my P? Pick a long phrase. Okay, accurately represents your post. Make sure it's in your permalink structure, if not your title. Make sure it's in your meta description, and make sure it's in your content. Okay, and if you do those things, you will be doing the SEO correctly. You should use the keyword tool to get an idea of what works. But if you feel like you have an accurate idea of what types of keywords work best for you in a certain post, you don't have to go back every time and check the keyword tool to see if you're using the right words. You get the hang of it, and then you'll realize, I think that there's no better tool than just the Google search engine. You might try using an incognito window. I don't know if you guys know how to do that, but if you go to, I think it's view, isn't it view? Oh, sorry, new incognito window. I don't know if that's showing up. I hope it is. So you go to new incognito, so file, new incognito window. Sometimes your posts are, your Google searches are based on what you have previously searched for or what's in your area. So using an incognito window to do your searches is also a really good idea, because it kind of clears out any clutter that might affect what you are searching for. So the end game is, like, that's how you use your keyword planner. That's how you use the tool. But it isn't the end all be all. There's a lot of different resources out there for you. There's even other keyword tools out there, but none of them will give you what Google gives you for free. So you might find another one, but in order to unlock what you really want to know, you're going to have to pay for it. And I really do suggest at this date, you need to start using the long tail phrases, because one of the things that in my SEO, if you do my SEO webinar workshop that I talk about, is that Google is reading like people now. It's changing the way that it reads. Meta tags in sites do not work anymore. Google doesn't even count them. It is reading your content like it's a person, and it is using your search results like it is a person. So write like a person, choose your keyword phrase like it's a person, not like some robot, and you'll rank higher. That's just the way it goes. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask me. If you are watching this later and the group is closed, or you found this somehow miraculously through the internet, then feel free to leave me a message in the YouTube comments. And I hope that this was helpful.